There's a former airfield in the Midlands where the runway hasn't seen an aeroplane since the 60s. It's full now, row after row of brand new cars, nose to tail down the old taxiway, plates from last year, and that gray film that only settles on a motor that sat still through a British winter. Nobody bought those, not one of them. And while they rot in a field, you can't get the car you actually want. Ask a showroom for a petrol estate, ready to drive away, and you'll get a face and a weight. Meanwhile, the same salesman has a row of electric cars out front with 4 figures hanging off the windscreen. That's not the market being odd. That's a rule written down in Westminster doing exactly what it was always going to do. 10 cars today. Everyone either killed off, discounted into the floor, or losing money so fast the trade won't touch it. And stay to the end, because there's a question you need to ask in a showroom that almost nobody asks. It's the difference between a discount that makes you money and one that quietly costs you thousands. I don't sell cars, and no manufacturer pays me a penny. Hit subscribe, it's free, and it stops a mate signing 4 years of his life away on a Saturday morning. Number 10, the Fiat 500e. Starting gently with a car I like, charming in a way nothing else at the price manages. The problem is arithmetic rather than charm. A small city car at family hatchback money, sold to the most price-sensitive buyers in the market. Those aren't the people with a driveway charger and a company car scheme. So, Fiat discounted, discounted again, and paused production when the orders stopped. Number 9. The Toyota BZ4X. The strongest brand in Britain, making its weakest decision. Start with the name. Nobody can say it and nobody can remember it. And you can't recommend a car to your brother-in-law if you can't pronounce it. Then a recall over wheel fixings, a headline for the one company that isn't supposed to have them. Toyota's used values live on bulletproof simplicity. A big battery and a screen doesn't carry that promise. Number 8. The MG5 EV. A British badge and the only proper electric estate you could buy here at a sensible price. Not a crossover pretending. An actual boot. Britain didn't buy it because we've decided estates are for people who couldn't afford an SUV. And it's discontinued. MG is growing fast, so the car you own now competes against its own maker's newer models and loses. Quick favor before the top half, where the numbers get properly silly. Tap the like button. Cost you nothing, and it puts this in front of somebody about to sign 4 years on something that's about to be discounted by $5,000. Number 7. The GWM Aura 03. Here I've got a hard number. What car puts this as the fastest depreciating car in Britain in 2026? 32,000 new, forecast to be worth about 8,250 after 3 years. Residual value doesn't measure quality. It measures how many people want the thing secondhand, and for a brand nobody's uncle has ever owned, that starts near zero, which is the flip side. Somebody else takes the 24 grand hit, and you get the car for 8. Number 6. The Vauxhall Corsa Electric. This one affects more of you than anything here, because the Corsa isn't an exotic failure. It's one of the most ordinary cars in Britain, and the reported figure is around 72% of value gone in 3 years. Huge numbers went out on salary sacrifice and fleet deals, all on 3-year cycles, so they come back at once. And when thousands of identical cars hit the auctions in 1 quarter, the most desperate seller sets the price for everybody. Number 5. The Renault Zoe. One that deserved better. For years, this was among the best-selling electric cars in the country, back when nobody else would take a punt on affordable electric motoring. Now discontinued, which leaves the owner holding an orphan inside a perfectly healthy company. And one warning. Some of these were sold with the battery leased rather than owned. The car's yours, the battery's rented, and there's a bill attached forever. That doesn't always appear in the advert, so ask in writing. Number 4. The Audi Q8 e-tron. Now the losses stop being percentages and start being house deposits. An extremely well-made electric SUV with an enormous engineering budget behind it. It's out of production, and the Brussels factory that built it has closed. And none of Audi's competence stops the used market marking down anything with the word discontinued attached. Here's the bit people miss. The purchase price collapses. The running costs don't. 2.5 tons of brakes, tires, and air suspension, all priced as Audi parts. Number 3, the Lotus Eletre. A British badge, Norfolk, Colin Chapman, add lightness, and a 2.5-ton electric SUV. I won't be sniffy about the engineering because it's remarkable. Nobody at Hethel has forgotten how to make a car handle. But the badge has meant Elise and Esprit for 60 years, so a luxury SUV asked the buyer to accept a different brand entirely, against Range Rover and Porsche with 30-year head starts. The dealer network is tiny. And Lotus is Chinese-owned now through Geely, with a constant drumbeat of restructuring news. All of that makes a buyer with 90 grand hesitate, and hesitation kills a residual. Right, top 2. If you've stuck with me this far, subscribe before number 1, because number 1 is the one nobody sees coming. Number 2, the Tesla Model S and Model X. These go together because they're ending together, and because between them, they're the reason every other car here exists. Before the Model S, an electric car in Britain was a milk float joke. After it, every board in Europe had an uncomfortable meeting. Tesla has confirmed both are ending production. And here's the British part most coverage misses. These haven't been properly available here in right-hand drive for years. So the car that reshaped the market is being discontinued in a country where you already couldn't buy one new. And number 1, the Nissan Leaf. Not the biggest loss in pounds. The Lotus and the Audi have that comfortably. It's number 1 because of what it says about this country. The Leaf is built in Sunderland. Thousands of British jobs, a British plant making the car that got more ordinary people into an electric vehicle than anything else in Europe. The residual data puts the 39 kilowatt-hour Ascenta as the second fastest depreciating car in Britain in 2026. Near enough 21,000 pounds gone in 3 years. Britain built it, Britain bought it, and Britain now won't pay for it secondhand. The platform's old. But the thing nobody tells you is the plug. The Leaf charges on CHAdeMO, and CHAdeMO is being phased out across the British network. New chargers aren't being fitted with it, and existing ones are coming out as sites get upgraded. So the thing that makes a used electric car usable on a long journey is being switched off underneath the owners. Every other car here was rejected by buyers or dropped by a manufacturer. The Leaf is being stranded by infrastructure. Those owners did nothing wrong. They bought a British-built car at the price the brand asked, and the country is unplugging the sockets around them. So why is this happening at once? Because it isn't 10 separate stories, it's one story with 10 victims. The Zero Emission Vehicle mandate requires a third of every manufacturer's UK registrations to be fully electric this year. 1 in 3. Buyers are taking 1 in 4. That gap is this entire video. So a manufacturer that's short does 2 things. It discounts the electric cars until they move, and it rations the petrol ones, because a car only counts toward the target when it's registered with the DVLA, not when you order it. If a brand has used its allowance for the quarter, your delivery slides into the next one. You're not being messed about by your dealer. You're queuing behind a spreadsheet. Right, the question I promised you. Money off comes in one of 2 forms, and almost nobody asks which. It can come off the price of the car, so the invoice value drops, or it can come as a deposit contribution, conditional on taking their finance. And on a PCP, your guaranteed future value is calculated from the list price, not from what you actually paid. So ask it like this: is this discount coming off the price of the car, or is it a deposit contribution tied to your finance? And what's the guaranteed future value as a percentage of what I'm actually paying, not of list? Watch their face. That's the whole game in one question. A car is the second biggest purchase most people ever make, and we've let the conversation shrink to one number on a windscreen. But you don't live on day 1. You live in year 5 when something fails and you need a part, a dealer, and somebody who'll answer the phone. Everybody in that chain gets paid the moment the car changes hands. Only one person is still holding it when the music stops. That's you. Tell me in the comments which of these you've seen sat unsold, and where. And if you own one, I want to hear how it's treated you. I read every reply, including the ones telling me I've got something wrong. I'd rather be corrected than wrong. And if this was any use, hit like and subscribe. No sponsorship, no press cars, and no being nice to a badge, because somebody sent me a lanyard and a sandwich. Buy the 5 years, not the Saturday.